Hunter Biden, the gift that just keeps on giving. Well, it's now becoming official. The mainstream lying legacy corporate corrupt mainstream media cannot keep ignoring this story. Joe Biden can't keep hiding out in his bunker and not asking any questions about it, or just giving a muffled answer through the not one but two masks that he wears. Have you noticed that? He wears two masks. You know, he wears the NV1V, whatever they call that thing. I don't know because I don't wear any of this crap. The N95, N105, whatever it's called. I call it the construction mask. And then he wears the surgeon's mask over that. Give me a break. And if you're really that toxic, try better toothpaste and mouthwash. I don't know what else to say. If your breath is that rank, it requires two Mr. Coffee filters, then obviously you have halitosis and you need to see a dental hygienist immediately. All right, all sarcasm aside, this can't be ignored anymore, and you can't blow it off as Adam Schiff-for-Brains hogwash of Russian disinformation, which is also what we were told over the weekend by James the Clapper. At what point, and I realize the media is in the tank for Biden. We got that. That's understood. But certainly at CNN and NBC and PMSNBC and the rest of these video rags, there's somebody still in those news departments that believes in real news, isn't there? And isn't there some president, vice president, somewhere, a decision maker that just decides we're sick and tired of bringing the same people on here day after day, in other words, these so-called experts, who just absolutely, they're wrong about everything, and they just lie. You would think that CNN would have learned its lesson by having James the Clapper on after the entire probe into Russian intervention and collusion with the Trump campaign just blew up, and the Mueller report, you know, basically became a big, fat nothing. But they still have him on. And so there he is over the weekend. The Hunter Biden emails. This is all Russian disinformation. Supposedly, we were told by Google News that why 50 people inside the intelligence community are all saying, yep, this is Russian disinformation. Apparently not. Because now the FBI has the hard drive and the Department of Justice. And they have signed off saying these emails and the content on the hard drive are not Russian disinformation. This stuff is there. So we have emails, thousands of them, where Hunter Biden is outright implicating his father. Not just that he's being given all kinds of money and all of these foreign business deals in Ukraine, China, and elsewhere, so that they're hoping that it will be favorable with the then Vice President Joe Biden, that they are buying some type of access, some type of influence to him through Hunter. But now it's becoming glaringly apparent that Hunter was the, if you will, front man or bag man for his daddy. You know, when the Hunter story first broke, you know, well over a year ago, and he did the sit down with, I think it was ABC News, or it was Good Morning America, one of those, and, you know, he was asked, you know, how did you get this job on the board of Burisma when you have no expertise, no experience, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? And, you know, conservative media, those of us on the right, you know, we use that as an opportunity, obviously, to do a little bit of lampooning. And now you begin to realize all of these jobs that he had, that, okay, kind of selling access to his daddy, but you're still thinking, all right, this guy is really, he's an idiot. Was thrown out of the military for drugs. He's been, caught being a drug dealer. He cheated on his wife with his brother's wife. And the list of just scumbaggy things this guy does is just kind of unbelievable. There was this part of me that kept wondering, how has he been smart enough to even pull off the shakedown of these foreign countries? The Russian mayor's wife through an oligarch. How is he even able to put all this together? And now the real story is, and it's the real reason the media has ignored this story. He wasn't the one who orchestrated this. Joe Biden did. This is his money laundering scheme. Hunter obviously got an allowance, a salary, whatever it was, to do this, to go and have the face-to-face, etc., etc., etc. But this was money that was going to Daddy. This was Daddy selling himself to Russian oligarchs, to China, to Ukraine. Baby, baby, baby. Can I say sheep dip just got real? I mean, it's real now. And Hunter apparently is talking openly in some of these emails about underage female companions from China and implicating Daddy. And we're told that there's even maybe some pornographic video material, underage girls on this hard drive. Which brings up an interesting thought process that I'm not the only one to have this in the media right now. That's even gotten some people on the left side of the aisle beginning to scratch their head saying, okay, Hunter has this laptop. It's got all this stuff on it. Was he really that stupid to take it to a video store or to a computer store to have it fixed that he didn't realize that anything on there, the techs working on his computer would be able to see, would be able to find, would be able to hold it over his head, would be able to fill in the blank? Well, one of two things. He either really is that stupid or he did it on purpose. Let me tell you, from a theological aspect, from someone as a pastor who's done a whole lot of counseling through the years, there is a biblical principle. Be sure your sin will find you out. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean it the way some people have taken it through the years. That doesn't necessarily mean that God is going to stand with a bullhorn on a street corner and tell everybody your laundry, your stuff, your dirt. But there are just things that are built into us, designed by our designer, that give us away when we lie, that give us away when we're carrying something that we need to unburden ourselves from. That we have, whether it's mental breakdowns, physical health breakdowns, etc., etc. Be sure your sin will find you out. And we will even do things within our own psyche that give us up. Because ultimately, we were designed by God not to want to have a burden of all of this junk and not want to somehow rid ourselves of it. Now, some people become very callous and, they cross that line of what we call evil. But here's Hunter, a guy that I don't think is terribly bright or even terribly ambitious on his own. Typical rich, spoiled brat who never really had to make his own way. And I think Dad is a maniacal, mean individual. Nobody wants to talk about how mean Joe Biden is. We saw glimpses of it on the campaign trail. He's threatening his own people that are coming out to see him and saying, vote for somebody else then, don't vote for me. I mean, he's mean. And I'm sure he's got a nasty temper. And so here's Hunter basically being treated like you're an overgrown idiot and a moron and you'll never make your own way in the world. So you're going to do this for me. I'll pay you. But you're going to do this for me. So Hunter leaves a laptop for over a year at the computer store. Can any of you live without your laptop for a year? And he had signed a release that if he left it there more than 45 days, it became the property of the store. Now, usually what they do is they're going to wipe the hard drive and sell it as a used computer. And I am sure that when the time limit was up, and it may not even been right at the 45-day mark, it may have been a few months in. You know, they got this laptop laying on this shelf in there. He didn't come back to get it. Hands it off to a tech. Here, open this up, clean the hard drive. We'll sell it as used. And can you imagine when that tech starts seeing this stuff and realizing what it means? So these techs gave it to the media. Now the FBI has it. Oh, and some of the stuff on there, because it involves underage and possibly porn of underage females, is now in the hands of the Delaware Police Department. That was as of today. And they're really not going to ask Joe Biden anything about this? The media is going to be silent and give him a pass. The more this builds, the more the media is not going to be able to just be quiet. And now you have all of the polls going in the wrong direction for Biden. Barack Obama is out there today doing a car rally for Joe Biden to garner up support of black males. Wait a minute. I thought the Democrats owned the black vote. Why has Obama got to go out less than 2 weeks before the election and make sure that the black males are still with him? Because people like me have been telling you for weeks and weeks and weeks that black males under the age of 60 are overwhelmingly going for Trump. But, you know, as far as I'm concerned, let Barack Obama be out there. He's like the kiss of death. He himself was popular. He could get himself reelected. But anytime he went out to campaign for anybody else, that was like basically your campaign's over. So let Barack Miss Obama go out there. So there are trends moving in the right direction for President Trump, definitely moving in the wrong direction for Joe Biden. And you millions of people that cast your ballots early for Joe, ho, ho, ho. See, again, this is one of those reasons, all of this early voting stuff. And yeah, I took advantage of early voting, but I know the guy I'm voting for, and I'm rock solid with it. But I got a feeling there's a whole lot of people who cast some ballots for Joe that now want to redo, as this is now going to begin to build every day and isn't going to just be covered by Fox News and Newsmax and One America News Network and online. The mainstream media is going to have to pick up on this. They're going to have to deal with it. Now, I don't know what spin they'll try to initially give it, because everything the way they've tried to spin it thus far, but now it's pretty clear that with the FBI got this, you've got the Department of Justice looking into this, you have local police agencies looking into now underage sex. This is going to be huge. Huge. This is going to be big. Listen for the incoming. Hey, that's it for this little quick rant today. Thank you so much for watching. Give us a thumbs up and a like. Share this to your social media platforms and make sure you're a subscriber to the channel. Smack the bell and click the word all to get notification of my next rant.